Okay, now I want to edit the buttons. So I was here in K1, which is knob 1. I'm going to press the S1 button, and you see there it says set S1. Now I have S1, S2, S3, S4, S5, S6, 7, and 8. Now I can press edit, of course, right here, and you can see we can affect several changes: the control change and the program change with these S buttons. So I'm going to go over control change parameters first. Now, I'm going to press enter, and here we have it again. We have our MIDI channel field, which sets the MIDI port and channel, which the buttons will use to transmit the messages. As you know, from port A or B, channels 1 through 16. Then we have our control change. And this control change right here is a number. See that number right there? Now in this field, I can set which control change number the button will transmit. So that control, let's say I've got a keyboard, and it's in reasons. And the control change number for that keyboard is 21. So I will use that switch for a control change number. And what that allowed me to do is to transmit over that MIDI channel to that control change in that keyboard. I can select any number I want to select here. Of course, obviously, it's always, as you know, from 0 to 127, but it all depends on what that control change is going to do. So you're going to be aware of that. Make sure you are aware of that. You know what you're going to do. Now next we have, it's either toggle or momentary, like before. So maybe toggle, which means we can hold it, hit it one time, it'll play, tap it again, it'll not play, not meaning play, but that control change will last. Or we can go to momentary, where whatever that parameter, that 21 is at for that keyboard, it will only happen once the player plays that particular instrument, and then it'll stop. So this is toggle and momentary for this setting. Once you get the one you want to use, we're right back here in control change. Next we have program change. Now the buttons can also be assigned to transmit program change messages when pressed. So I'll push that button down. And as always, we have our first setting right there. And this first setting is the MIDI channel field. Of course, port A and B, channels 1 through 16A, 1 through 16 in B. Now next here we have, which you have blinking right here, where the 00 is, my program change field. And here I can select the program change number that this button will transmit when this button is pressed. So I can press this particular button and say, well, I press that button, now that program change information will continue to go out and be transmitted from that particular MIDI channel. And of course, here we have our most significant bit and our least significant bit as well. Now here they're off right now. I need to just turn one of them on, and then we have the ability to turn either one of them up or down, depending on how much bit information we plan to transmit, the least and the most bit.